call Halayim La Yahweh, Bahasham, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Kodash, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Kodash. Shalom to the Akim wa Akwatium, Shalom. Just wanted to make a quick video answering the question, do you read the Bible angry? You're going to have people, when you come to the truth or throughout the truth, when the Lord blesses us to awaken to the pure holy doctrine of Yahweh Shai and the truth of his holy scriptures. You have people that's going to be gainsaying, scoffing, and they got, trying to trip you up, tempting you with, with questions that's really disingenuous and insincere, and try to trip you up. Same way the Pharisees try to do to Yahweh Shai all the time. As you read, the Pharisees was always trying to tempt Yahweh Shai, but he always handled it and dealt with it with wisdom and the spirit. In our carnal bodies, we can kind of get upset and agitated sometimes, but we just got to try to remember to stay spiritual and not let these demons attack us and come at us with the demons try to come and attack us and get us out of our spirit. And we always remember to stick to the scriptures when dealing with people that are stuck with Christianity on their brain. Like I always say about Christianity, hell of a drug, and a lot of them just can't get with the new true pure holy doctrine of Yahweh Shai. So just want to start out. Don't want to make this video too long. Just want to go ahead. These just some precepts you can write down and keep for this topic in particular. So we'll go ahead and start at Psalms chapter 7, verse 11, and it reads, Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. So, we don't read the Bible with anger, contrary to popular belief, because, we're the minority, they're the majority, and they give us the bad rep. Same way the Edomites, the so-called white man, give so-called blacks, Spanish, Native American Indians, give us the bad rep, and everything that they're labeling us, that's exactly what they are. They're the wicked and the dirty, the unclean, the defiled, So we don't read the Bible angry. They want to think we do, just because we speak with authority like Yahweh Shai, and we speak with power. Because the scriptures say, the righteous are bold as a lion. So, Christianity is all about being happy, smiling, being fake all the time. But inside, they ravenous wolves, they sinners, they eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, celebrating birthdays, holidays, folly days, and all manner of wickedness and birthdays, all that nonsense. So now I'm going to go ahead and go to the next verse. Go to Luke chapter 19, verse 27. And it reads, but those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So, the Pharisees, Sadducees, and everyone that was of that mindset, that's basically speaking of the 2/3. They did not want Yahweh Shai reigning over them because, they just, that flesh appealed too much. And during this time is when the Romans was over them, that Greco-Roman lifestyle and heathen riotous lifestyle was too much for them. That's what they loved, because they said Caesar, they have no king but Caesar. So, they had that Edomite leprous doctrine on them. You know what I'm saying? So going on to the next verse, Matthew chapter 21. Matthew chapter 21, verse 12. And it reads, and Yahweh Shai went into the temple of the Most High Power, Yahweh, and cast out all them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money changers, and the seats of them that sold doves. And go ahead and read the next verse, verse 13. And said unto them, it is written, my house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. So Yahweh Shai, he wasn't in the spirit of Christianity, always smiling and just ignoring wickedness. He went in there with he was angry righteously and had righteous zeal and overthrew the temples and the table, overthrew not the temple, but overthrew the tables and the money changers. So, and the seats of them that sold the doves. So he was, got very physical and he was right, and it was in righteous anger. It was not. It was totally righteous zeal and not false Christianity. That was allowing these wicked men to be profaning the temple of the Lord, blaspheming the temple of the Lord. So, on to the next verse. Let's go to John chapter 2. John chapter 2 and verse 17. And it reads, And his disciples remembered that it was written, The zeal of thine house hath eaten me up. So, as we start at verse 16. And he said unto them that sold doves, Take these things hence, make not my father's house an house of merchandise. Verse 17. And his disciples remembered that it was written, The zeal of thine house hath eaten me up. So, righteous zeal, righteous anger. It's okay totally to have righteous anger according to the law, statutes, and commandments if you're not having anger and zeal according to the commandments and the law not being kept and being broken and being blasphemed. Then you have evil anger. But people outside the truth think that you have evil anger because they are lost and don't understand the truth. They don't understand the light. They're thinking that they understand the light. If what they've been taught and believed all their life, then the Lord would have been returned by now, because obviously it's not the truth, because we still here in complete gross darkness surrounding us, So if Christianity was the way and all these other false doctrines was the way, then then Yahushua would have been returned by now. Excuse me, slacking. So moving on to the next verse, Romans 9 and 13. Romans 9 verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Okay, so one more instance of hate and anger. The Lord have it righteously, because Esau, we know he's the border of wickedness, pursuant to Malachi 1 and 3. So now we go from there. We're going to go to Psalms 139. Psalms 139, verse 22. I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. So righteous hate, perfect hate. That's according to the law, statutes, and commandments. Anybody, once again, it's a theme here. Every time someone is breaking the commandments, not living their life according to the commandments, then it's perfect hatred, because you hate every evil way. And from there let's go to let's go ahead and get that Psalms 119, what I just said about hating every evil way. Psalms 109, I believe. No, Psalms 119. Slacking. Psalms 119 and 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. So those precepts going into the commandments. And therefore I hate every false way. So there go that hate. People want to ask you, do you read the Bible angry? Well, you can have righteous anger and perfect hatred according to the law, statutes, and commandments, and hate every evil way and false way. So from there, we'll go ahead and read Malachi 1, verse 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. So right there, here we go again. The Lord Yahweh said he hates Esau. So you're going to condemn and try to convict the Lord for having righteous hatred against wicked Esau? No. Only a fool, a person that don't understand the scriptures and is proud and hate hearing the truth, is going to try to condemn you having perfect hatred, which is according to the law, statutes, and commandments. So from there, we're going to go ahead and read Amos chapter 5 and verse 15. And it reads, Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that the Lord Yahweh, the Most High Power of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. So in the very beginning of the verse, hate the evil. So it's not about reading angry. People don't understand the scriptures We're not sitting here reading the Bible with a frown on our face. It's very simple to think like that. But it's a simple question, a simple hateful question for simple low level people that's in the flesh and don't understand the spirit, don't understand the light, don't understand the law, statutes, and commandments, don't understand the precepts of the Lord. So from there, we'll go ahead and read. We'll go ahead and read. Go to the Apocrypha. I'm going to read First Maccabees. First Maccabees chapter 2, starting at verse 22, and it reads, to set the table for this. This is Mattathias. He was a leader in Israel. He was a righteous brother, and he had a family of. He had a son. He had sons, and these were the family that would lead the charge and kicking out the Greeks out of Jerusalem and out of the temple. And when we cleansed the temple and rededicated it and purified it back to righteousness, and this is what began. This is where the feast and the feast day came about of Hanukkah, when we rededicated the temple and cleaned it out and cleansed it of the heathen, the Edomites, so-called white race, that had the Greeks that had defiled it. But it was one of the Greeks' lieutenants, or one of his main commissioners, came into the land trying to influence and persuade Mattathias to be a sellout and persuade the Israelites that looked up to him, because he was a leader, one of the leaders and well-respected men in Israel. And he tried to get Mattathias to go left and go evil and drop the commandments of the Lord and follow the commandments of the wicked Greek king. So enough of talking about it. Let's go ahead and start at verse 22. We will not hearken to the king's words to go from our religion, either on the right hand or the left. Now, when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment. And this is speaking about the Greek king's commandment, the defiled Greek king commandments that he wanted us to follow. And there was some sellouts in Israel that was doing so. Said which thing. Oh yeah, also it says to sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modin. So he was that Jew was sacrificing swine's flesh, pig flesh, on the altar, sacrificing abominations upon the altar in front of the Lord, and profaning and blaspheming and desecrating the holiness of the Lord Yahweh. In verse 24, which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled. Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment, wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar. So this is righteous zeal, righteous hatred for a wicked Israelite that sold out and was doing wickedness according to the Greek king's commandment and doing abomination. And so he slew a man. Mattathias killed the Jew for his righteous zeal, and the Lord did not input wickedness upon Mattathias, but it was righteous. So continuing, verse 25, also the king's commissioner who compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at that time, and the altar he pulled down. So Mattathias killed that wicked Jew that was sacrificing abominably upon the holy altar, and then Mattathias killed the Greek king's commissioner that was trying to get people to sell out, and him as well, to influence the Israelites to go off. In verse 26, thus he dealt zealously for the law of the Most High Power, like as Phineas did unto Zambri, the son of Solomon. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me. So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city. So this is just going into just undoubtedly and emphatically letting anyone that has this evil, tempting assertion of false accusations and falsely accusing brothers in the truth, if they read the Bible angry, or if trying to just put some negative man-made commandments of unrighteousness upon us, when, you know, they don't understand the Bible. So these are precepts that you can use and you know, to cut any wicked, you know, demons that try to come upon us and try to, you know, condemn us and wickedly do so out of their hate and their lack of understanding, because people hate that which they don't understand. So they come and have all these negative connotations they want to put upon us, but they can never do so because the truth is undefeated. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying, brothers. To the next video, say shalom.